When we're working with something like TBAC, it sounds like it might be tricky. Like I can't wrap my head around exactly how permissions are granted just in time when you need to grant permission to an agent to be able to do a particular task and then you need to revoke that afterward. That sounds like it could be complicated. How do you handle it?
We have to bring in a whole bunch of infrastructure around this notion of TBAC to enable the end goal, which is the zero trust for agents, which is I give you permissions to do something specific for that just in time, and then for that duration of that task to or transaction, and then I revoke that token or revoke those permissions the moment you're done. So what else do you need? So in my head, the equation runs like this, which is zero trust agency is I don't trust any agent and I just trust it once it's proven that it's supposed to do X, Y, or Z for the duration of that X, Y, or Z, and then I revoke those permissions. So that is zero trust for agents is a combination of the availability of trust, a task tool, transaction-based access control. So all identity providers, authorization servers need to support TBAC. That's step one. We need to have a parsing entity for all communication that's taking place between agents and humans that can parse that communication, that parse that discourse, and figure out the tasks or the tool access or the transactions that are taking place between agents. So that's the second piece, because that'll help us define what those tasks, tool, access, and transactions are. So there's a semantic parsing element. And then your just-in-time comment basically implies that you get a token, you do that task in a very contained sandbox, jailed environment, and then you're taken out the moment you're done. So the analogy I draw here is I want to access a safe which has a lot of money, but I want to withdraw $10 from the safe. Now you can give me, since I'm Vijoy, you can give me access as Vijoy to go and open that safe. And that's role based. But then you can say, you know what? There are other people's money in that safe. So I'm going to give Vijoy just enough to withdraw cash for the next 10 seconds and then move out. So that's like a task based access control. But then I need to parse the communication that's happening between myself and somebody else, where we are talking about withdrawing $10, and say, okay, Vijay is allowed only to withdraw $10, and that is the task he's doing. So let me just give you access for that $10 withdrawal and not sit around to withdraw all of the money from the safe. So that's the task based parsing that needs to happen. And finally, I'll let you into the sandbox environment, give you that authorization to withdraw $10, and then I'm going to shut the door because I don't trust you beyond that point. I will not let you linger around that safe. So that is a sandbox runtime environment that needs to happen. So is the hooks in identity providers to provide task-based access control is a semantic parsing of the discourse of the communication to figure out what that task is, and then a runtime sandbox environment to just do that task with that authority and then get out. So those are the three things that need to come together for zero trust for agents to happen.
Semantic parsing, ephemeral runtimes, and human in the loop approvals. And overall, you gave me a really clear picture now of what this all involves. One thing that I guess that I still don't quite get logistically. You said that you won't trust the agent even for, the particular task tool or single transaction that you're going to approve it for until the agent has proven itself. How do agents prove themselves trustworthy in the first place?
This is where the entire pipeline comes into the picture. So we are looking at identity, which is the first stumbling block that everybody is running into. And so one of the things that we're seeing is in the agency framework, the identity piece is the problem to solve first, even before you can start deploying agents at scale within the enterprise. But then, like as you pointed out, there are other aspects of trust. There are other aspects of semantic parsing. So there are these other aspects of that entire pipeline that we need to solve for. So coming back to trust, the simplest way you can start with is saying, is there a directory somewhere that allows me to discover agents that are trusted? So I want to find a financial agent, not from a particular vendor, maybe, but also if there are 10 vendors, I want the best of breed financial agent from a vendor that is highly reputable and highly trusted. So the simplest version of your answer of the question, the answer to your question is there a directory which tells me which agents are trusted agents? But then the next question is, so that's where the directory comes in. So we have a directory where you can discover agents through capabilities and through things like reputation and trust. But then the next question would be, how is that trust enforced or attributed? Is it crowdsourced? Crowdsourced could be one thing. So 10 people have used it. It's like the Apple App Store, which says 5 stars, trust, or a trust pilot score. And it's like, yes, it's awesome. But if you want to be a little bit more mathematical and provide some rigor, then you go to the last pillar of that 4 pillar thing that I talked about earlier: discovery, identity, communication, and evaluation. You look towards evaluations and you look towards evaluating agents and multi agent workflows and saying, over time, I've built trust by evaluating this agent. And that trust can then feed back into the directory's reputation score and say, yep, all good to go. Till something perturbs in the system, because these things are constantly evolving.